What's up with you? You've been fed. What do you mean you're still hungry? I fed you already. Greedy guts. Yes. Shall I get you another one? Is that what you want? Alright, I'll get you another one in a minute. I know. Wow, you are very talkative this morning. Absolutely talkative. So how am I going to do this then for Halloween? Because I'm going to the Vapor Expo on the 28th. So that means I have to travel all the way from my town to the Birmingham NEC. Over there from there early morning. So I have to film my ghost stories a couple of days before. If people want to hear my ghost stories. There's got a few of them. And I live in one of the most haunted towns in England. Not the most intense, but the most haunted. We've got more ghosts per square mile than most towns and cities in England. Even though bigger things have happened in other cities, there should be more down there than there should be up here. But straight up with the highest concentration. But then again, my town or my county extends from like the borders of Birmingham, Nottingham, all the way up to Manchester, Leeds as well. And those that are geographically wise, I think you'll know which county I'm on about. Who's familiar with England? The county of Derby. There's got a few ghost stories from the city itself, and a few up in the Peak District. So like Wirksworth, Buxton Way, especially Belper. Barmore Way in the south. Burton-on-Trent, Willington Way. So it's going to be a bit of a complicated one to do if you want ghost stories. The cat's like, how the fuck are you going to do it then, Hooman? Or I can talk about a few of my personal experiences, other than locations I've been to. Because I've had a couple of experiences growing up. I've had one experience out of town, getting pissed. That was an interesting one, especially given the circumstance of the bar staff that was there, and not to be in a derogatory remark, but he was a bit of a midget. I'm not saying that to insult anybody, by the way. I'm just trying to say that in the scope of what really went on, because I was sat at the bar enjoying my pint a couple of years ago. A pub called the Sitwell Tavern. I was talking to the bloke behind there, and he's about just shy of 4 foot, 4'5". So small. Nice chap as well. He was a nice chap. And we were just chatting back and forth. He was cleaning up a few glasses behind the back of the bar. Doors were locked, so it was all locked in, and I was enjoying my pint before I had off, and we were chatting away. And you know, above the bar, you've got that, you know, you've got a basically like a glass shelf above your head, and on the other side, you've got the bar where all the harder liquor is stored. So me and him were chatting back and forth, and a glass just flew off that top shelf and hit the liquor bar behind him. And bear in mind, he's no taller than the guy's no taller than the bar when I was talking to him. So I was looking over the bar to speak to him, but somehow a glass shot over both of our heads and at the other side. And there was no physical way that could have happened. He would have to have, if he wanted to throw a glass from that height, he would have had to step up on a stool. And if I wanted to throw a glass from there, I would have had to literally claw my way through the bar, lie on my back on the bar, stretch up, grab a glass and then throw it. But I was on the other side, I was on the right side, well, the punter's side of the bar having my pint. The glass couldn't have done it. The glass couldn't have, well, we kept saying the glass couldn't have done it on its own, but it did. That was a weird night. I was like, me and him was just like, did the glass seriously fly off that top shelf? That was a strange one. I've also got a few funny drunken stories as well. Like that night I was upside down in somebody's tree, I didn't know what the hell bloody was. That was entertaining. But there was no harm, no foul. The owner, when he saw me upside down in his tree, was probably pissing himself laughing. And I was like, oh, how the hell did I end up here? And I was like, I don't bloody know. You don't bloody know. I was like, I don't bloody remember anything. Apart from just waking up, hanging upside down in a fucking tree and some bloke pissing himself laughing in front of me. Ooh. Oh. You spotted the fish tank, Missy? It's like, yeah, they're going to be my supper when you get them fish. No, they're not. You're a bugger, cat. Whoops. It's just me resting on the ironing board. Or, for ghost stories, do you want me to wander around? Well, do you want me to go to one of the haunted places in Derby and have a short talk about it? Go down to the gallows, or the gaola, or whatever it's called. Place where Henry VII or Henry VIII sent a bunch of people to be executed. The Dolphin Inn, that used to be a morgue. Back in the 16th, 17th century, I think it is. The museum, they've got a mummy in the top there. There's going to be a bit of activity, and they've got a bunch of old weaponry. Well, I don't really like that place because it's politically correct on the 3rd floor. And a lot of people know what I mean by politically correct, and I don't really care for it. There's another place as well. There's this little tavern that I had the experience in. Where else? There's quite a few places actually. I'm just thinking of the ones that the council haven't knocked down. I was going to do the old Royal Hospital, but they knocked that down for, well, a block of flats, and they only kept one part of the wall and turned that into some offices, which is a real shame. Guess what the fuck are you talking about, Hooman? Well, just recently, since my nan passed, I've got a few experiences around the house I can talk about. Since her ashes are literally under the stairs, a few things happening here. Voices. I've actually seen an apparition a few times. That was strange. You know, I'll be in the kitchen making a coffee. I'll walk to see Pebbles on the table, and at the corner of the eye, you could see like somebody's hand going up the railing, and somebody in a white dress walking upstairs. It was like, who the bloody hell was that? I'll go up, look, nobody's there. The door handle will move. You can feel a presence in the room sometimes. The presence is not hostile. You know it's there, you know it's looking at you, but it's more along the lines of, oh, you're here, sort of thing. I'm just like, somebody else in the room? I thought I felt somebody since there was somebody standing behind me. It's that sort of thing. You just turn around and go, oh, there's nobody there. Must be my imagination, sort of thing. Wow, this is going to be a long one. And it is almost that time of season. And now everybody knows well, thankfully people don't know my precise location, but they now know which town I'm from. Whoops. I was hoping to keep that a secret. As I don't want people coming up to me and going, oh yeah, you're the guy that does a YouTube channel, aren't you? Because trust me, I've seen the Vaping Bogan, Vaping with Vic, Grim Green, Gaz the Flat Cat Vapor. I've seen them when they're at the expo. People always approach them saying, oh, you do that e-cig review channel. You do those vaping reviews for Darkstar. You do those vaping reviews for like all these Chinese companies and trust me, I can see it in their faces. I'm like Gaz the Flat Cat Vapor's a mate of mine, and I've seen it a few times. I was like, oh, another fan. So leave the poor bloke alone. He's supposed to go around expo. Well, hell, I even got featured in one of the videos for expo. Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to keep my location a secret, even though some people already know who watch this channel. Know probably precisely where I am and what I look like. Yeah. I will reveal more as I get more popular, but not too much. Wow, this is going to be a very long video. This is probably the longest one I've done. And Pebbles was like, yeah, and you still haven't fed me yet. You promised you would feed me in a minute. It's been 15, Hooman. Alright, let's get you fed again.